Amazing Lost Treasures.
Moctezuma's Treasure. Moctezuma II was an Aztec emperor who ruled from 1502 to 1520. This was a time when the Aztecs controlled most of what is now Mexico and Central America. In 1520, the notorious Spanish invader Hernán Cortés kidnapped and killed Moctezuma. Cortés and his men then collected all of Moctezuma's dazzling treasures and tried to escape with them. But the Aztecs, who refused to surrender, caught up with the Spanish and fought them. Cortés and a few of his men escaped empty-handed, but eventually returned to take revenge and to attempt to steal the treasure again. However, the Aztecs hid the treasure somewhere around Lake Texcoco, and Cortés never found it. One of Mexico's former presidents actually drained Lake Texcoco in an attempt to find the treasure, but he failed to find any trace of it. Today it is believed that Moctezuma's treasure is hidden somewhere near Mexico City, but no one knows exactly where.
Tutankhamun's Treasure. King Tutankhamun of Egypt, the boy pharaoh, succeeded his father to the throne when he was barely 9 or 10 years old. He died in his late teens. According to speculation, he was either assassinated or died of infection after an accident. Tutankhamun's tomb in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt is the best preserved royal tomb ever discovered. Theodore M. Davis, an American businessman, was the first person to find clues that led to the discovery of the tomb. Howard Carter, an Egyptologist, confirmed upon examining the clues that the tomb lay inside the Valley of the Kings, the royal necropolis of the time. Carter persuaded his friend Carnarvon to finance his search for the tomb. They had nearly given up when they finally noticed some steps buried under an ancient hut leading to the sealed door of the tomb. They dug an opening that allowed entry to the tomb, where they found the most amazing artifacts: gold masks and furniture, stunning jewelry, exquisite paintings in inlaid boxes, and other objects of astonishing beauty and craftsmanship. It took Carter many years of his life to study and record all the findings. Everything was photographed and itemized. King Tut's treasure toured the world for the first time in the 70s. The second tour began in 2004.
The Amber Room. The Amber Room was a 180 square foot, 17 square meter room whose 4 walls were made of 6 tons of amber, decorated with jewels. The room, which was constructed by Prussian King Friedrich Wilhelm I, took over 8 years to build. It was completed in 1716, at which time it was given to Tsar Peter the Great of the Russian Empire as a gift. During World War II, the Nazis found the invaluable room, tore it down, packed it in hundreds of crates, and took it to a destination that has never been discovered. One theory is that it was loaded onto a passenger ship that was sunk by a Soviet submarine. Another possible destination was the Ore Mountains in Germany, where the Amber Room may have been buried in salt mines. The most popular theory, however, is that the Amber Room was hidden in a lost underground shelter somewhere in the city of Königsberg, Germany. The beautiful room has been called the 8th wonder of the world, and historians estimate that its value today would be around $142 million. The search for the Amber Room continues to this day.
Hey, Mohammed. How was your day?
Leave me alone.
What's eating you?
Sorry, I'm just really aggravated. I lost the watch that my parents got me for my graduation. I'm really down in the dumps. I loved that watch. And of course, my parents are going to hit the roof when they find out. If only I'd been more careful with it.
What a shame. Do you know where you left it?
If I knew where I left it, then it wouldn't be lost.
Okay. Don't get bent out of shape. When did you realize it was gone?
When I got to work this morning, I looked all over the office and here at home. It seems to have vanished into thin air.
And when's the last time you remember seeing it?
I was running late this morning. I remembered taking the watch off my nightstand and looking at it right before I went into the bathroom to shave.
Did you put it on after you looked at it?
No, I didn't want to get it wet, so I put it on top of the medicine cabinet. Hold on, let me take a look. Here it is! Abdullah, you're a genius!
I keep trying to tell you that.
David.
The most important thing I have ever lost was my 6-month-old parrot, Max. Max is always getting into trouble. He loves pecking at my hat and my cell phone when it rings. He's also notorious for snatching fruit or a sandwich that someone might be holding. So we built a wire enclosure over and around our backyard to keep him in. One day, Max somehow managed to get out. By the time I came outside to check on him, he was gone. I spent an hour looking for him around the neighborhood, but couldn't find him. When I got home, I had an idea. I asked my neighbor to keep calling my cell phone, and I let it ring every time. Within minutes, Max flew into the yard. I never want to lose Max again. So, after talking to my veterinarian, we had a small computer chip attached to Max. Now, if he ever flies away or gets lost, I know I'll be able to find him again.
Mariella.
The most important thing I have ever lost was my cell phone. It was an expensive phone with all kinds of features, along with internet access. But most importantly, I had all my photos from my sister's wedding in it. One day, I lost my phone at the beach and didn't realize it until the next day. I was worried that it might be buried in the sand or damaged by water, so I gave up hope of finding it. I spoke with my sister that night and told her about having lost the phone. The next day, my sister called me at home and told me she had my cell phone. She said a woman had found it on the beach. While looking for clues as to who owned the phone, she came across the photos of the wedding. One photo showed a bridesmaid whose face looked familiar to her. It was a woman in one of her classes. She brought the phone to class and showed it to the classmate. The classmate was my sister's best friend, Donna. The woman gave the phone to Donna, who gave it to my sister. From now on, I'm going to attach my phone to a chain or ribbon around my neck. That way, I know I will never lose it again.
One. By the time I came outside to check on him, he was gone. 2. I spent an hour looking for him around the neighborhood, but couldn't find him. 3. It was a woman in one of our classes. 4. The most important thing I have ever lost was my cell phone. 5. She said a woman had found it on the beach.